everything should be solid. I believe the live stream is good. I believe the audio is good from what I'm seeing over here on the computer, and we are doing a live Q&A, question and answer, whatever you want to know. Basically, I'm here to answer it. I know it's kind of late. It's 1:35 in the morning, but I am hopping on here. I will answer your questions. I will answer all your comments, anything you guys want to talk about. I have my main computer behind me here, so I will be answering questions on all of my videos as well right now. This video, not sure how long it's going to run, but hey, get your questions in now, depending on how many people are going to be in here. But for you replay viewers, hopefully you enjoy this video. Let's just hop right into it. I have so many questions to go through, and I have a lot of answers to give. So the first one comes from S.A. Banks, asking if I use signature confirmation on my merchant fulfilled orders through Amazon. And you know, I treat merchant fulfilled orders just like I would with eBay or Mercari or anything. I don't use signature confirmation. Now, the only way I would is if the buyer asked for it. Now, signature confirmation doesn't really help you at all. A lot of people think, well, you know, if they sign for it, obviously they got it. That's not always the case. Tracking is really what's going to help you out. Tracking number and the tracking information is what's going to end up saving you from a whole pain of hurt. Because if you ship something without tracking, anybody can claim that they never got the item. Now, with shipping things with tracking, you know, once it arrived, it says everything on the computer, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. So that's all I worry about, just having tracking information. We have Penny Royal 101 in the house, Roy Ferris, Abatron 909. So pretty cool. Now let's go back to my computer over here and see what other questions we have. I know for a fact we have a lot of them. Somebody, True Web Deals, actually wants me to upload a video, a follow-up video to my giant haul of CDs, video games, and board games, things like that. So if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, I posted a video a little while back, maybe about a month or so ago. You can see it on my channel. It has a decent amount of views. I bought 10,000 CDs and DVDs for Amazon and eBay. Pretty much just search that in the YouTube search and you'll find it. And so I did. I bought 10,000 CDs and DVDs, which is ridiculous, right? Paid $950 for all of it. Turns out, you know, the guy told me there was 10 to 12,000 pieces. I would say it was definitely less than that, but I'm not so worried because, you know, even if I just sold a couple $100 items in there, then I made my money back, right? Well, $900 items, then I'd be pretty close. I have already sold a couple CDs from there, more than a couple. I've sold a few CDs. The highest CD I believe I sold was $49 around that point. So there's already a $50 sale. Sold a few $20 and $10 ones. Now I have a DVD that I found that's worth over $100 as well. A couple of the board games were worth around $100. I still have to count those pieces. I have not listed even close to half of that stuff yet. A lot of it is DVDs that take a little while because I have to take the pictures, post them on eBay, and then find some area to put them back here. As you can tell, it's kind of a mess in here. I have a bunch of DVD combo players up there. All of those are tested and working. I know they're stacked really scarily. They look like they're about to fall. They're not. They've been good for a little while, but they all need remote controls. So I tend not to sell DVD combos or anything like that without a remote. So it takes a little while for them to come in the mail once I order them from eBay. So I just stack them up there because I don't know where else to put them. But yeah, I will be doing a follow-up video on the CDs and DVDs soon. Not soon, but in a little bit. I want to get through listing most of them and selling most of them. And then I can do a better breakdown. So we are actually getting some live comments right here also. Arbitron 909 asks how many different products I have in my inventory for Amazon. I don't know to be 100% certain, but I can easily find out by just going to my Seller Central right now, signing in, and let's see. We will check out my inventory right now. Manage inventory. Let's see. Let's see how many items I have active, and they have to be Amazon. So I don't have as many as I normally do, mainly because I was really slacking, guys, and I ended up shipping back a lot. I would say over 100 items, maybe even more, getting them disposed, having them shipped back before the huge fee increase. they were just old books and records and video games, things like that, where the prices have either dropped or the rank was too high. And I've pretty much gotten all of that out of my Amazon inventory. Everything that's in Amazon right now in the FBA warehouses should sell within a reasonable time frame. I only have 512 items in there. Now, with those 512 items, I'm not getting as high of sales as I did last Christmas because I had so many items in my inventory, which is definitely a shame. I'm averaging probably around $400 a day, maybe 500. I have had a couple $800, $900 days, but last year I was averaging over $1,000 a day. So I mean, it's kind of cut in half. But also last year I wasn't doing eBay, and I've been selling a bunch of things on eBay. I just shipped out a bunch of orders, so it's kind of it's more work that I'm doing right now, but I do have a lot of stuff that I've had shipped back to me. I have to list on eBay. I have to get out of here. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of at a weird spot right now to where I'm not making a whole lot of money with my Amazon FBA inventory. Now, I'm still making money, obviously. A few hundred to $500 a day is nothing bad, right? But it's just not where I was last year, so it almost feels like a decline, but it's not that big of a deal. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Let's scroll up through these comments. We have Benji says he would disagree on my signature comment. That's okay. That's fine. Everybody has their own way of doing things. Penny Royal says, what happened to the live video from earlier? So earlier on my channel, if you saw or if you got a notification, there was a random live stream uploaded on my channel. It was just 5 to 10 seconds of gray static. I don't know what happened. I don't know how that got uploaded. I wasn't even on YouTube, and I started getting notifications on my phone, comments from YouTube, people saying, oh, nice haul. And I just thought it was from a different video. And then, I was like, let me click through and check, and I'm glad I did. It already had, almost 200 views, and I saw it, and I'm like, what the heck? What is this? I didn't even upload this, and it wasn't showing up in my video, so I couldn't delete it. It was the weirdest thing, so I had to create it so it was unlisted, and then I privated it. So hopefully that's completely gone. I can't delete it. I can't find it. I really don't know what happened with that. That was one of the weirdest things that's happened on YouTube for me. Let's see what we have. Yeah, the Leaning Tower of DVD VCR combos. That's exactly right. Roy Ferris says, do you know how to print eBay shipping labels without instructions? I watched a few vids, but I don't have the option for customizing margins. So, Roy, I actually went through this a while ago, and I believe I made a video on this a while ago. We're talking 2+ years ago. But that customizing margins option that you're talking about, so you only use half of the page, they actually don't have it under certain browsers. So I believe Google Chrome doesn't have it, but Mozilla Firefox does have it. So it depends on the browser. So I can't really remember, but try the 3 main browsers. Okay, try Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, and Internet Explorer, and you'll see one of them has the customizing margins, and I believe it's Mozilla Firefox because I primarily use Google Chrome, and I don't think I have that option. I might though, so don't quote me on that. It's one of those 3. So if you primarily use one of the 3, try using another one, and you can customize the margins and change exactly what part of the page you want to print. Let's see. What do we have here? William asks if I've worked out my taxes from last year. Just curious with the new year coming around. Yes, I worked out all my taxes from last year. That was insane. I screwed it up kind of a little bit. I got a letter in the mail from the IRS, and I was like, oh no. And they said I owed them more money than I sent. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I just sent them the money, and I probably paid too much. So definitely recommend getting an accountant for any of that kind of stuff. I mean, that's really the best way to do it. Let's see what we got. Jason Aiken says, Goodwill is whack now. Prices are too high. Yeah, some Goodwills, the prices are high. Some, they're decent. It really depends on the Goodwill you're going to. I've been to Goodwills where the prices are ridiculous. I mean, you're talking through the roof. $10 for t-shirts, $20 for shoes, and, $5 to $10 for DVDs. I have seriously seen it all when it comes to that. But I've also been to Goodwills where DVDs are $1 and CDs are $1 and shirts are $3, right? So it's really hit or miss. Sometimes try not going to Goodwills, try other thrift stores, try pawn shops, try all these different things. Um, as more and more people obviously know about reselling, there's more and more people on YouTube talking about it. And some thrift stores decide, hey, we're going to try charging online prices. I do find that a lot of times their prices end up coming back down, but it does take a while. And there was a thrift store near me. I talked about this in a previous video where they were pricing. Most thrift stores around me in Connecticut, CDs are $3, DVDs are $3, VHS tapes are $1. Well, they decided it'd be a fun idea to move the CDs and DVDs up to $5, video games up to $7 because video games were at 3 to 4ish. Move those up to about $7, and then the VHS tapes they moved from $1 to $3. I don't know why, but each time I go in there, nobody's buying the $3 VHS tape. That's just not going to happen. VHS rack is filled, and then I think they either throw it out or send it all to the Goodwill bins. I don't know what happens there, and they just fill the shelves. If a few things sell, they're happy, and then they throw the rest out. It seems like a lot of extra work when you could just get stuff moving, just lower the prices, man. I really don't get it sometimes. All right, let's see. Penny Royal says, does eBay or Amazon send you like a tax form for your taxes? They do. So that's super helpful when they do that. Garbage Peasant says, PayPal sends the form only if you make 20K. Yes, exactly. Okay. So let me scroll through my computer more and find some more questions so we can answer some more things for you guys. Oh, it's not letting me scroll anymore. Okay, Brian Crane wants me to talk about some duds, what I was thinking when I bought them, how I plan to liquidate, and another video based on sales that took a while to sell but turned into great sales. Well, Brian, I'm going to be making a video on that. I love that topic. I think that's awesome. So I won't talk about it here, but I will definitely make a video based on that. I really like that idea. I just gotta see. There we go. There's a show more button. Sorry, my laptop's sitting in front of me with the webcam because I don't have a webcam on my TV screen over here that I'm using as a computer screen. Let's see. What do we have here? We got lots of comments here. It's hard to find the questions through here. Here we go. Pokey Pauly asks if I clean the game contacts for each game or test them. So by game contacts, he's not talking about disc-based games. He's talking about games for older systems. I know it's hard to see, but right here is a Nintendo 64 game. This is Tom and Jerry for the Nintendo 64. So they have these metal pins on the inside, and yeah, I do clean them. I do test those things. The cartridge-based games I like to test more than disc-based. Disc-based games, hey, if there's no scratches on the bottom, you're 99.9% okay. It's very, very rare that a disc-based game with no scratches, nothing wrong with it, isn't going to work. I don't bother testing those, and the return rate is basically just people not wanting the game. For the cartridge-based games, I find out of every 10, 3 to 4 even don't work. So I highly, highly recommend cleaning them, and it's so easy to clean them. You just take rubbing alcohol and a Q-tip, rub it around on the metal pins on the inside of the connector. You can rub it hard, it doesn't matter. Then when you pull it out, you'll notice that the cotton swab or the Q-tip got really dark. It's because it's taking all that grime and gross stuff off those pins. Let it dry for a little while, 30 seconds or so. You don't blow on it, but just let it dry. You could air it out, shake it in the air, and put it into a system. If you don't have a system and you can't really fork over the money in the beginning for a Nintendo 64 or a Super Nintendo, an original Nintendo, I understand. But if you really, spend some good time cleaning it, wiping down the pins, wiping down the connectors, you're probably going to be okay. That 3 to 4 failure rate will turn into maybe 1 or none. So that's kind of how I would recommend doing it. Now, obviously, people will always say, hey, test your items first, but I get it. Sometimes you might find a $50 video game. You don't have the system. What are you supposed to do? The only option I could tell you is bring it to a retro game store, fake that you're trading it in for whatever credit they're going to give you. They'll test it right there. Hey, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. Say no thank you, take the game back, sell it online. That's really the best option if you're just starting and you don't have the money and you don't really want to buy all these consoles sitting around the house if you have a small area. That's my tip right there. Let's see. Okay, so we're getting a bunch of questions coming in. Do I use USPS scan form for shipping on eBay when it comes to tracking? So I don't really know what that means, so I'm actually going to pass by that just because maybe I'm just not reading it right. It is 2 in the morning here, so maybe I'm a little tired. Uh, TJ Miller says he's seen a pre-owned bin of console games at Family Dollar. That's interesting. I've never seen anything like that, so maybe there's some good things in there. I'd scan them, see what's going on there. Garbage Peasant says best place to source games. I source most of my games at 3 main places. 1, thrift stores. 2, online arbitrage. Not online arbitrage, but like the local sites, so Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Mercari sometimes, Craigslist, things like that. And the last one, surprisingly, guys, is pawn shops. Pawn shops have some pawn shops are great, some are horrible. So you might have to go to 5 horrible pawn shops, get discouraged, but that 6th one might have $5 video games, just a whole shelf of them. I've run into that so many times, time and time again. I've gone to one pawn shop, everything's priced at Amazon or above. And then I go into a next one, everything's $5. So it's really hit or miss. And even those $5 ones, sometimes they negotiate better than the ones that are pricing. Let's say the new Call of Duty game just came out, right? It's $60. One pawn shop will have it for $55, which is more expensive than Amazon right now, but then another will have it for 15. And I find that the ones that have it priced at 15 will even negotiate down to 10, whereas the one that has it priced close to online has a harder time negotiating because they have a harder time letting go of the goods. And those kind of pawn shops, I find, go out of business faster. It's just, I don't know. They're not selling online because they don't want to pay the fees, so they're trying to sell it in the store. Pawn shops are a tricky game, but it's just a game you gotta play. Okay, let's see. Joshua Cable says, I did around 100K gross in 2015, mostly buying and selling Super NES and N64. It's been my experience that 99% of the cartridge games work just fine as long as you clean the context. That's exactly what I'm saying. But I'm sure you know, Joshua, as well as most people that sell video games know, because I know, if you're not cleaning the context, there is a high chance that the game just will not work. But the game's perfectly fine. It's not saying the game's broken. It just won't turn on, or it'll take a lot of times putting it in and out, in and out, in and out for it to work. Now, if you ship it off to some kid that knows nothing about cleaning them, they'll just think it's broken and ship it back to you. So just clean the contacts. It will work. You know, you are, of course, going to get that one game that just doesn't work, and there's nothing you can do about it. I have a Super Mario 64. The pins are mint. I've opened it up. I've looked at the circuit board on it. I've looked at everything, and it just will not work. Don't know why, but it just won't work. So there's just instances where it doesn't, but if you don't have a console, you're probably okay to ship it off. Okay, let's see what we have here. Those VCRs to your right look like they're about to tip. I mentioned that in the beginning of the video. They're safe. They're good. They've been there for a little while. Let's see what we have. Amazon FBA, they can return stuff without even trying to communicate the problems. That happens all the time. I know. It's the way it is. Okay, so let's see what we have. Gerson says, I only have 10,000 subs. This man should have 100,000 subs with the content he drops. I don't think I'll ever get to 100,000 subs, but if I do, that'd be great. I would love to, but I don't know. Somebody that will get to 100,000 subs, I mean, easily, Rake and Profit, Craigslist Hunter, those people are going to get to 100,000. Me? Well, we'll see. Brian Crane asks what my eBay name is. I do post it in all of my sales update videos. You could easily find it. It's JDU with a period in the middle, and then JES. You could search me that way. That's really the best way to search me. Sometimes I don't come up, some people say. I don't know why. But that's the best way to search me. Alright. Christy Mackey says, she's an established seller, and she likes my videos because I don't do the elementary how to sell on eBay or Amazon videos. Hate to say it, but a lot of my favorite YouTubers cater too much to the newbies. Now, I do understand why some people cater to the newbies. I have some videos like that also. And to be honest, Christy, in the future, I probably still will put out a video here and there, how to do this, how to do that, how to sell video games, how to package this kind of thing, right? I do those videos sometimes when, let's say I haven't put up a video in a few days and I haven't been thrifting, I haven't really been selling much, I have nothing to put up. Well, nobody wants to see me just vlog my day. So let me do, I could do like some sort of vlog to add more content to the video, but then I have to do a how-to in there. So I'll, or sometimes I get questions about it, so I do make videos on it. I have a video how to package VCRs and DVD combos. I have a video on how to package video games, things like that. It is catering to the newbies a little bit, but it's good content to have out there for everyone to watch. But I try not to do a lot of it because I know it could get annoying. I really do. All right. Craig Thompson says he wants me to do live videos. Well, I am doing a live video, and you're not here, Craig. So what's up with that? Teaching videos. He likes ride-alongs too to see what I pick, but he likes informative videos. He's learned quite a bit since he found my channel. Oh, he found my channel yesterday, so that's awesome. Just found my channel. So he likes all the videos, really. Live videos, I used to do a lot of them. I don't do so many anymore, but I definitely will. I'd love to get on a schedule. That is something that if you're watching the replay or you're watching right now, I'd like to know down below in the comments what time do you think works? What day works? Because I'd like to get on a schedule, maybe once a week, where I'm live at a set time for everyone to see. And I know there's a lot of YouTubers that do that. Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, he's pretty much live every day. Lindy Glenn is live every once in a while. Rake and Profit's live, I think, every day. But I'd like to do it once a day at a set time, or once a week at a set time, so everybody could come in and see it. That's just an idea. Who knows? Lauren asks if I sold any of the games in the CD lot or looked up comps. Any of the games, any of the board games, I did not. No, because I haven't even counted any of the pieces yet. I have found a few video games and sold a few video games. I found Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess in there for the Wii. I sold that. I found a few PS1 games like Twisted Metal, Tomb Raider, things like that. I sold those. So I've just on the video games alone, I've made over $100. CDs alone in sales, I've probably made close to $200 to $300. So I'm probably around that $400 range. Sold a couple DVDs on eBay from that lot, maybe $30 worth. So I haven't made a lot of money yet. I've made probably a third of my money back, give or take. So I am happy about that. At least I've made a third back, and I haven't even listed a fifth of it, I'd say. And I have a lot of stuff that's not worth it that I posted locally for $1 a piece, right? $1 DVDs, $1 CDs. Actually, I should have done 2 for 1. I'd be okay with that even. Because I found multiple, I called every single pawn shop within a huge radius of me and asked what they pay. The standard was about 10 cents for DVDs. That wasn't going to cut it. I found one place that pays $0.25, and then I found one place that pays $1. So I went to the place that pays $1. They scanned on Amazon also, and I'd already scanned through, so I knew nothing was worth it. But he was able to somehow find $9, I think it was. And he gave me $9 and sent me on my way out of a box I brought of maybe 75. So I figured I'm not going to bring my stuff there because I know exactly what they're doing. Unless for some reason I have something that I know they'll buy, then I'll bring it there. But I think I'm going to end up bringing a lot of them to the place that pays $0.25 a piece. I'm trying to get rid of these DVDs that just aren't worth it to sell online. I might do lots and sell them online. Not sure yet. That's kind of the stuff that I'm holding off till later. I'm trying to get rid of all the big stuff right now while Christmas is going on. January is huge for sales guys, because all the people with their gift cards. So I try to, list all of my high dollar stuff right now, and then throughout the year I'll work on getting rid of everything else. Heath says, do you watch Taco Stacks here on YouTube? He has some really good content. Yes, I do watch Taco Stacks. I've been watching Taco Stacks for a while. I love his stuff. He does a lot of garbage picking. He just put out a video today of him thrifting, I believe, at a thrift store. He's really good. I watch him. I know he puts out videos daily. I probably watch him 3 times a week. But I'll watch a bunch of his videos. So yeah, I really do enjoy his channel. Penny Royal says, did I end up selling those big Laserdisc movies, and for how much? Oh my gosh, that was a horrible pickup, guys, and I recommend never picking up Laserdiscs. So I bought these Laserdiscs and I bundled them into lots of 10 or 5 or whatever based on genre. So I took all the action movies out, I took all the comedy, all the Disney, all this, and I bundled them up and I threw them on eBay pretty competitively. It was like 10 for, oh my gosh, what was it, like $30 free shipping, and they didn't move. I sold one lot to some dude like across the country, and shipping killed me. I only made a few bucks on it. I wasn't able to sell them. I don't know where they are right now, to be honest. I think they're still at my dad's house when I moved out, which I've been out for about a year, and I think they're still sitting in a closet, like in the back of a closet somewhere. I gave up on those. I know some people have luck with them. Maybe if I tried selling them locally for $1 a piece or something, it's a shame that they're restricted on Amazon because I feel like they'd move a little bit better over there. All right, let's see. Lauren says, get on those board games, maybe some gems in there. Fireball Island, vintage game. Yes, Fireball Island is definitely a very good, expensive game. I did look up every single one of the games. I kept all the good ones. I have a couple down there that are worth over $100. I have to count the pieces. That's it. But yeah, definitely have to get them. All my stuff is in storage. I have a storage unit, not a unit, but kind of like a storage shed. I got a basement. I got another storage area. So I have things split up in all these storage spaces. So it's like I can't just go behind me and sort through these things. I have to get in my car and go somewhere, or I have to go out in the freezing cold. So I'm not working on a lot of that right now. I'm working on getting rid of all this stuff back here, which I've actually gotten rid of a good amount of it. Let's see. Joshua says one of the biggest struggles he has is buying. Man, I struggle with that. I do. I have a closet over here that's filled with stuff. I really shouldn't buy anymore. I mean, I'm not even going to show you guys this closet. Maybe I'll do it in a video. But the amount of stuff that's in there that I need to list is ridiculous. It's mostly, I find a lot of the things that need to be tested are the things that just sit forever because I don't feel like testing every single day. It takes forever. And then usually the electronics that need to be tested also need, let's say, a cord, or they need a remote, or, they require a big box. And, you buy something for $5 because you know it could go for 80 to 100, but then the time involved takes so much longer, so you kind of push it off. I do that a lot. I did that with clothing really bad also. So, yes, I struggle with it. I know a lot of resellers do struggle with it. I'm probably one of the worst on YouTube, to be honest. Fireball says, did you sell / look into Hero Quest game? I didn't sell it. I did look into it. He says it's worth 300. Yeah, it was definitely worth over 100. I didn't count the pieces yet, so I have to count the pieces. Ning wants to see more thrift videos. Yes, I was actually going to go thrifting today and film a video. I ended up not going thrifting today, just because. But yeah, I will definitely do a ride along. I might go film one tomorrow and edit it and put it up. That might be the video that comes out tomorrow. Who knows? Lisa Alaska asks what I think about selling on Mercari. I like it. It's good. It's not the best place to sell, to be honest. I mean, prices are low. You're getting a lot of low ballers. The format is atrocious for going through somebody's store and for somebody actually coming across your item. So the way they have it set up is in categories, kind of like OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace. So you click on video games and then you scroll, and that's how it is. So let's say your item didn't sell. There's a bunch of pictures. Let's say your item didn't sell. A month goes by. There are thousands of people listing. You have to scroll forever before somebody could actually find your item. Unless somebody's looking for that exact specific thing, odds are you're not going to get it to move. I do like Mercari, though. Their fees are only 10%, and, it's not a bad platform. I'd never had any bad situations happen on there, but I have heard of some people that have, but I never had anything bad happen. What do we got going on? He says, how many Tommy Bahama shirts you got left? LOL. Man, I just in these two bins over here for listed shirts, I gotta have at least 30. And I actually, guys, I'm not gonna lie. So I was buying Tommy Bahama shirts for a long time. I started paying, like $3-ish to test it. Then I went up to 5. Then I went up to 7. I actually bought a few for 10. Now, the reason why I did that was because a year or two ago, they were going, for me, $25 all day long. Ones with better designs, $30. I've actually sold one for over $100. Sold a few in the $50 range. And now I went through a drought for months without selling any of them. And I marked them all down to $19.99. So then about a month ago, I marked them all down to $17.99 or $17.95. And they didn't sell for an entire month. I decided, Christmas is coming up. I put my entire eBay store on 25% off. They're at $13.49 now. I sold 2. 2 out of my 30. I have all these cool designs, all these good sizes, everything. I have sold 2. I used to sell at least a couple Tommy Bahamas every single week at that $25 price point, and they are hardly moving at $13 right now. So let's say on average I paid about $7 per shirt. They cost about $4 to ship. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's $2. The fees are, I'm breaking even on a lot of them. That's on average. I mean, a bunch of them I spent $3 to $5 on, so I'm making a couple bucks. But it's just, man, they are not an easy move right now. Same thing with Peter Millar. It's definitely come way down. I can't even move any of them. Excuse me. I used to sell Peter Millar for $30, $35, and then it came down to $25, and now I have a hard time moving them at $19.99. So it's just the way it is. More people talk about it online. It gets harder and harder to sell this stuff. Let's see what we have. Am I a full-time reseller? Yes, I am, Ryan. Wise and Fun Fox says, what are your top 3 items I usually sell on FBA? My top 3 items are video games, CDs, toys. Those have got to be my top 3 categories. I'm not a big bookseller. I actually very rarely sell books. I'd say less than 5% is books. Now, you'll see a bunch of books back there. Those are probably like, actually, they're not even a bunch of books. A lot of those things are VHS tapes and DVDs and things like that. I really don't sell a lot of books. And that's all merchant-fulfilled stuff back there. That's stuff I've had sent back to me from Amazon and stuff that have really high ranks, but they're worth a good amount of money. That stuff is just that. Mercari search sucks too. Yeah, it does. Penny Royal says, would I ever sell on Poshmark? I'm not going to say never, but probably not. No. I just have no interest in it. Manuel says, what's my favorite video game if you play any? Well, I just bought a gaming PC. I also have a PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, and a Wii U. Don't have a Switch yet, but pretty much just play my PS4 and my gaming PC now. I play Fortnite Battle Royale every single day, just about. I just bought Steep, the snowboarding game, and I'm trying to get into Titanfall 2. I have that for Xbox One. But I have, 50 plus games for my PS4 and Xbox One. And on my gaming PC, I've been playing Team Fortress 2. I play Overwatch on my PS4 also. So I play a bunch of games. I put too many hours in a day. That's the issue, because I don't put as much time into reselling and work as I should. And I can spend 4 hours straight sitting there playing Fortnite Battle Royale and Overwatch, just back to back, and then I play a little bit of Steep here and there. Oh my gosh, I play so many video games. Gigesso asks, you can ship on OfferUp now. Yes, you can ship on OfferUp now. I got to do an update video. One of my most popular videos on my channel is comparing OfferUp and Craigslist. And yeah, OfferUp has changed a lot since I made that video. They've gotten really, really good. They're trying to, innovate and keep ahead of the curve where Craigslist just has not. It's hard to find stuff even on Craigslist anymore because nobody's posting. OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace are really where it's at. Heath says he's been sitting on one Peter Millar shirt for about 4 months now. Yeah, I'm sitting on about 10, maybe more. And the amount that are not listed that I bought because they were worth it is astounding. I gotta have at least 20 more. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, Lisa says, too many clothing sellers, a lot of competition on clothes. There is a lot, and a lot of people shop at the bins now, so they're paying $1 per piece when I was spending $5. So it's a big difference. Yeah, Tommy Bahama shirts currently active, 45,847, and about 30 of them are mine, and I still have about 20 to 30 non-listed, so I'm gonna have a good chunk of that. My PlayStation Network, my PSN name is dude, I don't even know. I don't know. It's either, oh my gosh, I think it's Elite STRRTS, all one word. Either that or Durf the Smurf, all one word. Those would be the only two I could think of. You'll find me on there. If you search either one of those, you will find me on there. Wise and Fun Fox asks, if my girlfriend sells too, what does she think of the seller life? She does not. She actually wants to get into it because she likes her job, she likes everything about it, but she wants to make more money, and I think, she sees me hang out at home, and I mean, obviously it's a lot of work, but she sees me stay at home, I get to go places and do things I want, and I always have extra money because I'm selling all the time, and I'm always buying stuff, but she sees what's possible, and she actually wants to get into it. We've talked about it a lot, and she really wants to sit down and learn about it. So maybe she'll be in more videos. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But she definitely wants to get into it. She doesn't mind the seller life. She knows I sit in here all the time. She's actually out there right now. She's asleep on the couch with my dog, though. They were watching The Office, and I can kind of hear it. I think The Office is still playing right on the other side of this room, and they're both passed out on the couch. Um, Manuel says he's a big Madden head. Yeah, I played Madden 17 on my Xbox One. Okay, let's see. Heath says NFL gear has been my best seller lately, Philly Eagles in particular. Well, funny you mentioned that because I just shipped out a vintage 90s starter Philadelphia Eagles jacket, and it only sold for $55. I had the hardest time selling that thing. I bought it for 10. I had it listed for 90 for the longest time. It was such a cool jacket, and it didn't sell for that much. I don't know why, but the Eagles are doing really, really well. That's why their stuff is selling. Ryan asks, if I weren't a reseller, what would I be? Man, that is a tough question because I can only see myself doing this for a while. Well, I went to school originally to be a photographer and photojournalist and stuff like that. And then I got tired of that, and then I thought I was going to go be a physical therapy assistant. And oh my gosh, I am glad I did not do that. That would have been horrible. I would have not liked that, I don't think. That'd be a lot of work, sitting inside all day. And it's kind of like this, but it's just not. I like having freedom. I can't do things where I don't have freedom. And besides those two things, I mean, that's what I thought I was going to do. I really had no idea. I wanted to work with animals for the longest time. I applied to a dog kennel where you train dogs and you take care of them and stuff. This was before I even had a dog, and I didn't get that job. So funny enough, I wanted that job so bad. I banked on getting it. I didn't get it, so I was like, man, I have to find a job because I'd quit my other job, and that's how I am. I'm horrible. I'm very bad with commitment. So I had many jobs before I started reselling, and I would quit them all like that. I would just quit them. One day, I'd be sitting at work, like, man, I don't like this. I don't like it. And next day I had to go into work. I just wouldn't show up. I was a horrible employee, guys. I just wouldn't show up. My boss would call me 5 times. I just wouldn't answer. I would just ignore it, never show up again. Final check, come in the mail. That's it. I'm done. I was horrible, and I don't recommend doing that. I mean, that was at one job. I worked at Panera Bread, and that's what I did there. And then I worked at this place in Ardeli's, another sandwich shop when I was younger. And I was in the parking lot of Dunkin' Donuts with my friend, and I said, man, I don't want to go to work. He's like, then don't go. I was like, all right. So I just didn't go, and my boss called me, and he was screaming at me on voicemail because I didn't answer. And then he called, and I answered, and he's like, blah, he just started screaming. I just hung up on him, and I just never went back. And yeah, so there went that. And I worked at a supermarket, and they made me work on Sundays, and I wanted to watch football. And I was like, man, this sucks. I want to watch football. I want to hang out with my friends. I want to do stuff. And they wouldn't give me Sundays off, so I put in my 2 weeks notice, and I quit. And that was one of 2 jobs where I put my 2 weeks notice, and that's it. And which led to me working at my job afterwards, where I worked at a company taking photos where they sold on Amazon and eBay. Funny enough, how I was tying in the dog thing, because I didn't get that job. That was the one job I applied to. So I ended up applying to this one, doing Photoshop for a company that sold online. And I saw how they were making money selling online. I was like, man, I could do this. And one day I was sitting in the office, I was looking out the window, and I'm like, man, I want to be outside. I want to be playing basketball with my friends. And it hit me. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it all myself. I don't need to work for anybody. I'm gonna do it all myself because I didn't know it was even a thing. I had no idea. And I said, I'm gonna do it all myself. I'm gonna just work for myself, and then I could go play basketball whenever I want. I could do this. And it took a lot of work, and I was really, really, really broke when I first started because I was horrible at this. And then eventually I just stuck to it. And yeah, it was that. And that's pretty much my work story. I mean, my first job, I sold vacuums door to door for Kirby, and that was bad. I quit after less than a week. That was don't ever recommend doing that. That was so bad. I'm trying to think where else I worked. I think that was it. There might have been one more place in there. I don't know. Oh, I did. I worked at a factory with my best friend at the time back in high school. Was I in high school? Or was I in college? It was one or the other. It was when Vine was really big. We'd make vines around the factory, and it was like middle of summer, and it was a horrible job. We'd have to get up at 6 in the morning, go to this really hot factory, no air conditioning, and we were like the cleanup crew. It was him and me. And one day we're like, man, I don't want to clean up. So our overseer guy told us to go outside and clean, or he gave us bee spray, this like hose with bee spray, and we had to go spray all the beehives, all the hornet nests and wasp hives around the factory. I was like, man, this job sucks. And then one day I just didn't show up. And then I talked to my friend because he went in and he's like, dude, you're fired. I was like, what? He's like, well, the boss just said, you don't have to come in anymore if you don't want to. I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to. He's like, okay, that's fine. So I guess they knew I didn't want to do it. All right, Colorado Tech says, hello from Colorado. Love your videos, and I've recently started watching. I am so glad to have you here. I was just in Colorado over the summer. Awesome. I loved it there. I was in Durango. I stayed for just under a week, and I actually have a video on my channel inside of a Colorado pawn shop. And I didn't buy anything. It was priced way too high, but it was in Durango, the pawn shop, and I loved it there. It was beautiful. I actually want to go back very soon. I don't know, we're supposed to be getting snow on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day here, so there's going to be a lot of snow. I'm not going to be driving anywhere anytime soon, anywhere far anyways. So I'm going to go back to answering a few more questions for a little bit more time. This video is getting a little long, but I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. Okay, let's see. Craig Thompson, he asks if I have any experience with comics. I actually don't. A lot of comics aren't worth it. I've looked some up at thrift stores because sometimes they get donated in bulk, and I always decide to, look into it, and I've never found anything out to be decent with comics. Nothing I've found. I mean, I know there's the rare one far and few in between, but they really care about quality, and it's hard to find good condition comics at a thrift store. G. Jessa was born in Durango. Awesome. Lisa Alaska asks if there's any shipping tips for noobs. There's so many videos on YouTube. I highly recommend just whatever question you have, try searching it in YouTube because somebody might have made a video on it. I mean, I've done a few on shipping things. Really, I mean, I don't know how big of a noob are you, but if you're selling DVDs and CDs, ship those things media mail. When I first started, I was shipping yarn. I didn't know how to ship, so this is what I'm saying, how I was really bad when I first started. I didn't even watch YouTube videos, really. I watched a few, but not as much as I do now. My very first haul was actually recorded on YouTube, so you could go back on my channel and see my very first haul from 2013, I think, or maybe it was 2014, 2013, somewhere around there. And so you'll see my very first haul video on YouTube. And this wasn't in the video, but I was buying yarn from Michael's Arts and Crafts because they were clearancing it. And I saw that you could sell it on eBay and make money. And I didn't know that you could ship things first class mail. I didn't know what first class mail was, so I was putting them into the flat rate envelopes it was cheaper at the time. It was like $5. And so I was paying $5 to ship these things when I could have been paying $2.50 or less. And so I was cutting into my profit like crazy. So instead of me making, because I wasn't making a lot of money on it, instead of me spending $5 to make $5, I was spending $5 to make $2. And I was still making a little bit of money, I think. I was maybe making $1 or $2, and I could have been making $4 or $5. And I did that a lot. So I was only making, let's say, $1 or $2 per thing, and I did this, 20 to 30 times, and I thought I was making a lot more than I actually was. But really look into all the different levels of shipping. There's first class mail, which goes up to 16 ounces. There's media mail, which is only books and CDs and movies. And then there's, priority mail. So there's definitely different levels of things that you want to look into. Maniel says he remembers searching for reselling videos back in the day, and Global Voodoo was literally the only one. He's still going strong. Yeah, is he still posting videos every day? Because I used to watch him every day up until a couple months ago, and then he stopped posting every day for a little bit. Then he started again, and then he stopped again. I don't know, maybe he still is. He hasn't popped up in my feed at all, and I just haven't thought to click on his channel. But I like watching Global Voodoo because he has a very good mix of vlog but it's not really vlog. It's like reselling life, and I like those kind of videos. like I like ride-alongs and all that also, which is all great, kind of like what Taco Stack says. I don't really like watching. I don't know. Rally Roots does it perfectly also, where they do their life and they integrate it with reselling. So they're not going to put out a video, I don't think, that's just their life, just hanging out at the house one day. But they're always going to integrate some sort of reselling. So I've thought about doing that also, so I could put out videos daily, because I'd love to put out videos daily. And being able to just sit at home and not do anything, I do that kind of often, which I shouldn't, but I do that, pretty often. So that wouldn't be an entertaining video. So I'd like to, hang out at the house, record myself doing some things, right? Normal stuff. So you guys can get a glimpse into my life, a glimpse into what the reselling life is. But every single video, I would feel the need to include some sort of reselling information, whether it be me shipping things, packing things, doing research, maybe just going over some of my inventory. I feel like I'd owe it to everybody on my channel to at least do that much, because I don't really like when I follow a reseller and then they just start doing vlogs all the time. There's nothing wrong with it. I just personally don't like watching that stuff very much. If I want to watch somebody vlog, I'll watch a vlogger. And, there's some resellers where I don't mind. But when I'm watching a reselling video, I want to watch reselling stuff. So it really depends. I don't know. I'm rambling now because I'm tired. Okay. So, yeah, he hasn't put out a video for a couple weeks. That's Global Voodoo. Okay, that could be why I haven't seen him for a while, which is sad. First class mail reminded me of first class flying. That's actually like flying coach next to the engine. Media mail is like flying on the luggage deck. That is exactly right. That's exactly right. Media mail takes up to 9 days, I believe. First class mail is actually super fast. It says 2 to 3 days, which is just like priority mail. So, I mean, if you have something under a pound, ship it first class. You don't have to worry about it. It's going to get there just as fast as priority mail, usually, I believe. On eBay, anyways, that's what they say. So I'm going to answer 2 more questions because I want to get out of here under that 50-minute mark. I know I'm standing up just so I could see, so I can load some more questions. Let's see what we have. What do we got going on? We have a lot of people just, they leave comments, of course, on my YouTube channel, because that's kind of the way it is. All right. Oh, here we go. This is perfect. Ben Shippen says, "Hey, Jesse, use media mail instead of a large flat rate or priority mail. You could ship video game lots and other media lots using media mail. It's way cheaper." So there's been debate back and forth whether can you ship video games via media mail. So people say the disc-based games, yes, the cartridges, no. So he links a USPS media mail service right here on the postal service. And I have always said you cannot ship video games. And I still don't ship video games via media mail. But this says July 2008 right here on the postal service. It says you can ship via media mail books, at least 8 pages, sound recordings and video recordings such as CDs and DVDs, play scripts and manuscripts for books, periodicals and music, printed music, computer-readable media containing pre-recorded information and guides or scripts prepared solely for use with such media, 16mm or narrower wide with film, sorry guys, printed, blah, 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 blah. So just a bunch of random stuff. So now I don't see anything where it says video games are okay. The only thing that could be kind of considered video games would be computer-readable media containing pre-recorded information and guides or scripts prepared solely for use with such media. I guess technically video games are computer-readable media, right? If it's on a disc, I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's really up to you. There's nothing in here saying video games are not allowed. I mean, it's really up to your discretion. I really doubt you're going to get in trouble for shipping, video games as media mail if it's a disc-based game. All right, let's see what this person says. Yeah, so what he says is computer-readable media containing pre-recorded information below. So he links it and says a PS2 is a computer. A PS2 game is computer-readable media containing pre-recorded information and guides. So that's what he says. I mean, who knows? It says it was updated on in 2017 and has no regulation against video games he can find. So it really comes up to your discretion. I still ship them via first class mail, but I don't know. I don't know. It's really up to you guys. David asks, why would I ship it media mail when you could ship first class? Media mail is cheaper than first class if it weighs more than 4 ounces, I believe. So at 4 ounces, first class mail is $2.61, 4 ounces or less. Once it goes over, it's $2.77, and then it just continues to go up from there per however many ounces. And it could go all the way up to just under $5. Media mail from 1 ounce to 16 ounces is only $2.63. So let's say you have, a stack of 10 video games. Now shipping something for, let's say, $3.50 and $2.63, it's a 90-cent difference, just about 87-cent difference. So it's not that big of a deal. But it is when, let's say, you have a stack of 10 that's sold over a weekend. That's $10. And now you do that every weekend. It adds up like crazy. So that's why people want to ship them media mail. And media mail takes longer than first class. Aaron White says, do I sell more on Amazon or eBay? I sell a lot more on Amazon. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. So I'm actually going to go check my Amazon real quick to end this video out to basically show you guys, well, not show you guys, but I'm going to tell you guys how much I've sold today. Today, I actually did not sell that much. I really didn't sell much at all. Is it going to tell me? Today, I've only sold $231.20 worth of stuff. So I've only sold 8 items. I mean, that's a pretty good average, I guess. 8 items at $231. But in the past 7 days, I've sold 106 items for $3,124. So you could see that just today is definitely a, not as great of a day. Gabriel asks, dude, are you really streaming at 2:30 a.m.? Yeah, yes, I am. Because I was awake and I figured I would get a video up. So if I go to my orders real quick, I can tell you guys exactly what kind of stuff sells for me. My orders right here. Orders, manage orders. Just so you guys can get a glimpse, I have 561 items active. So, today is the 21st. So we'll just go through like the 5 top things. I sold a video game for the Xbox 360, Naruto. I sold a CD, a Christmas album. I sold SpongeBob SquarePants, video game for the PS2. Another CD, a Lego set, and another video game. So there's proof that what I said earlier, CDs, video games, toys, those are the main things that have been selling for me. Another CD right there, another toy right there, and then a VHS tape. So those are just the most recent things that sold for me. So that is just what sells for me. And Aaron White says he's only at $176 for today. Been slow. Yeah, $200 right before Christmas is actually slow. Now I'm so happy with $200 days come April, come February or March. $200 days are great because not a lot of people are shopping then. But around Christmas, with how many items I have, I like to average, over. Yeah, I'd love to be around 1,000 a day. I was last year. I'm not at that right now. It's okay. It's okay. I'm still making enough money to be okay. He says list for 30 days or until canceled. I do until canceled because I don't know if I have ADD or ADHD. I probably do. I'm just tired right now, so I'm actually focusing. But I would never go back to the computer and relist things every 30 days. I just wouldn't. I just would blow it off. So I have to do until canceled. And I just do list it and forget it, sort of. I mean, I run sales all the time. So if my sales are slow, I'll put my whole store on 15% off. I'll put my whole store on 25% off. And there's really no rhyme or reason. I know a lot of people, and even I've said, start at 5% off for a week. Then the next week, 10%. Then the next week, 15%. Then the next week, 20%. Until you get rid of a good chunk of your stuff. That's a good idea, but I just haven't done that. That's actually a really good idea. I need to do that. But I basically do, what am I feeling for this week? 25%. and maybe I'll run a 2-day sale for 30%. Maybe I'll run a 7-day sale for 15%. So that's just kind of how I do it, because it's a lot of work to stay like that, and I'm a one-man operation here, doing eBay, Amazon, selling locally, doing pickups every single day, recording on YouTube, which takes a lot of time, and yeah. So that's that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, because thumbs ups are good, I think. I think they actually help the channel. I don't know. I like seeing them, though. They give me motivation. That is about it. Oh, real quick, Gabriel says he has seen me, Rabbit, and Wick flipping VCR DVD combos. Have you had success with that? I do. A lot of them don't work, though. Definitely test them. Don't just go out buying these things, because if you can't test them and you're paying 10 to 15 bucks for them, you're going to be out of a lot of money, a lot of space, and it sucks. Also, make sure they come with a remote. If they don't, you got to buy a remote if you want to sell it on Amazon. Otherwise, you're going to get a lot of returns on them. Now, a return on these things sucks because they're huge, they're heavy, they cost a lot to ship out, they cost a lot to ship back to you, so they can be a pain. They also can break during shipping very easily, so you have to spend a lot of money on bubble wrap. So a lot of these people that say, yeah, you spend $10, you sell it for $80. Okay, so you're actually making $70, and then you got fees on top of it, so let's say $60 or $55. Let's say you're at $55 now. The box you need to buy, you can find it in the dumpster. I do that a lot of times, so that's okay. But just the bubble wrap alone is probably another $2 to $3 worth of bubble wrap easily, and maybe even $4 worth of bubble wrap, because you're going to use a lot to make sure that thing doesn't break. So you don't want it shipped back to you. And then if you're shipping it on eBay like some people do, or you're shipping it merchant fulfilled, shipping can cost as high as $20 or more on this thing. I ship them into FBA, so shipping is cheaper. It's about $5 for me. Now the issue with that is FBA manhandles these things, and if it gets returned to the warehouse and it gets shipped back to me, there's no way it's coming back alive. It's getting destroyed. The customer says it's broken to get a free return, right? And then Amazon ships it back to me, not even covered in bubble wrap, anything like that, and then you're out the money. So it can definitely be a pain to do, but it's worth it if you know how you're doing it and if you're testing it. If you're testing it, you don't have to worry about it. You can make the money pretty good. I mean, I sold it's not a DVD VCR combo, but I like the bigger electronics. I sold a printer for $350 just the other day. I think I posted it in a video, so I love that stuff. But long story short, guys, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave any comments or questions down below. I will try to do a ride-along video tomorrow. Probably be just going to Goodwill in town here. Maybe hanging out at the house. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully you enjoyed it, guys. Until next time, it's Thrift School, signing out.